Hello, YouTube and Twitch. My name is SlothFang, and we're back at it again at the Krispy Kreme. It's such a great vine. We are playing Minecraft again. We just came back from our trip in Walt Disney World, Orlando, Florida. Oh, what a trip. So much. From the 1st to the 8th. Today is the 10th. This is what, week 14, I think. Yeah. I just want to say, anyone who's watching now, if you haven't already on YouTube, subscribe. You can even hit the bell if you want to be notified anytime there's an upload, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 p.m., as well as shorts on Saturday, 2 p.m. Very great stuff. Monday is always Minecraft. We're doing 52 weeks, started on July 11th of 2022. Going to go all the way around for a year. A bunch of big stuff coming up on that. Today's going to be a chill stream, recovering from the trip. More on that. We'll be talking about Walt Disney World and the state of Walt Disney World and how exciting that was for that. And then we'll also be getting into the breakdown, the nitty gritty of just some upcoming stuff. Some Slothtober streams, fundraising for sloth awareness. You can do !sloth in the Twitch chat at any time when I'm offline or online, as well as if you look up the Sloth Conservation Foundation, a wonderful group, a team working to raise awareness and fundraise for essentials for the sloths to be preserved, conservation, to ensure that they have the tools themselves to not need human conservation funds, further in the future. And that's the whole point for that, for animals, is you want to be able to set up the world so that nature, and the inhabitants of nature beyond ourselves can take care of themselves. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We've got 2 streams coming up. If you can, check out October 20th, 11 a.m. Central Daylight Time to 4 p.m. And that's the International Sloth Day. I'll be streaming for 4 hours. And then the 21st of October, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., it's Slothapalooza. And I hope to see you there. But yeah, we'll be able to give away, we'll be doing a giveaway on the 20th through the 21st for three sloths. There's a virtual package thing that we've got through the Sloth Conservation Foundation. They reached out to me, and I'm super excited to be helping something that I care very much about. So I hope to see you all there. We'll be doing some sloth-related things. We'll be reading about the Sloth Conservation Foundation and sloths in general while doing sloth-related games and whatnot activities and some other fun games that we all like to do here on the stream. But anyways, today is October 10th, 2022. Fun fact, my mom's birthday is in 19 days. My mom's birthday is October 29th. What's great is Minecraft, this year, Minecraft Weekly will have a Halloween episode. I'm excited for that. Without further ado, we haven't played since 9/29. Wow. I've got my Dr. Pepper here, some Reese's Pieces, some Reese's Peanut Butter Cups behind me, like they're in like the mini edition, like you'd sprinkle in popcorn or something. And yeah. This isn't the right world save. Hold on. This is the world save me and Slant we're playing. Hold on. Technical I was like, I didn't even pay attention to. Yeah, I was like, no, sorry. 9/27. There we go. Was it the 27th? I don't know. I occasionally I'll load in just to get a screenshot of wherever I'm at, but all right. So let's see. We got that. We got that. I forgot the sounds are louder on my end than on your end. By the way, comment below if you'd like to hear some stream beats by Harris Heller during this episode. I'd be happy to put that in. Just let me know. I want to just make sure I'm doing what what the fans want. What the viewers want. 7-Eleven. We built this and a few other things. Lag. Oh, because I'm spawning in. Ugh. So far we've only had 1 death. I was on 9/19. It was just over 2 months. I'm the board. Let's see what's on the board for today. We're not going to do exploration. I don't know why I hit F3. You know what? Let's work on a storage chest. I don't have any. Okay. Well, it's nighttime, so let's sleep. We'll feed the cows, and then we'll go from there. Wheat. There we go. So let's see. October 1st, we left out of St. Louis International Airport, aka Lambert International. In the morning, we were like pretty much the earliest flight you could really get. We landed and we spent like 30 minutes on the tarmac waiting to get taxi to our gate, and then they switched gates last minute at Orlando. We then got to our resort. We checked in a little bit early. Check-in's normally 3. We got there like I think 1:30 maybe, if that. But they were able to get us a room checked in. I was like, hey, you know, we came in. It was by the way, I've been twice. Once when I was like 2, and then another were like about 20 years ago, really, around this time. And my fiance Chips Ahoy has not ever been to Disney World, but she loves Disney, everything about that jazz and whatnot, blah blah blah. You get the drill. So it was her first time, and I would have just done like the electronic check-in. I mean, I love talking to the people at Disney. They are so kind, so sweet, so nice, every single one of them. All right, I gotta be good. I gotta be slant good when it comes to, you know, maintaining my chest. But yeah, so I was like, you know, like, hey, let's actually check in, get the full treatment special, and let you know, Chips Ahoy experience that. And I mean, she's been to like hotels and trips and whatnot with and without me before. But so we went in, and they were actually like, yeah, let me check the system. So they did the usual, you know, check in, seeing what rooms they had available, and they were able to get us in. And the whole entire time I was like, if not, it's I understand, you know, there's a set rule. We just want to make sure we got our bags in the room, or if you know your concierge could hold them. She's like, no, we'll make sure to get you a room, you know, right away. We actually had just got some that opened up, and they've already been cleaned, maintained, and so forth. And she says, if for some reason we didn't, you know, say you were at a certain point in time where it wasn't the case, we'd easily hold your bags and you could explore, you know, any of the amenities of the resort. We stayed at All Star Movies, so there's a pool and a bunch of other stuff. She's like, in an arcade. Skeletons below us, we gotta watch out for that. And you know, we could use the bus, we could go to the park if we had park reservations and whatnot. We're gonna attack this. Hold on. Where is this cave at? Hold on. So we could go about the day, because that was our day to, you know. What? Wait, what? Oh. Oh, this is, ow. Hey, eat sun, bone bag. Ow, I got some arrows, sweet, and some bones. Ow, sweet, ow. Anyways, so we ended up going to Disney Springs. I don't know if the Lyft minivan doesn't work for the airport. I assume not, because when we scrolled through, it didn't say, you know, when we selected our, you know, from airport to the resort, and then from resort to Disney Springs, to the airport, sorry. From resort to Disney Springs, we were able to do it. And we had a driver named Joey. Shout out to the minivan driver for Disney Lift called Joey was their name. He was super wonderful, very informative, very pretty much you think of Disney, you know, cast members, and that's what you get for the minivan service. It was about, I think, after tip, like $50, I think Chips Ahoy said. It was a little bit pricey, but with everything, it was wonderful. The car it comes with 2 complimentary, like, you can use, you can't take, obviously. Car seats, and the seating was up to, I think, 4 to 6 maybe. I don't recall the exact number, but so she and I rode there, and they were talking about, you know, Joey, and then our next driver, I think, was like Jim. I forgot the second guy's name. I could check on the left, but super wonderful. If for some reason they were watching, I doubt it, but if they were, I high compliments. I sent in like a compliment for them. Because every single person I interacted with Disney was wonderful, just super. Like there's being Disney, and then there's going above and beyond, and each person was just fantastic. It was magical, which is great because it was Chips Ahoy's first trip, and I didn't want it to go wrong and all that. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. And right here, okay. Just realized those torches should probably be in the middle and not in between the so yeah, so we went to Disney Springs, we walked all around. We got these these flip-flops. I'd have to look, they're Hanem, they're made in Brazil. They're like really comfortable. And they had so how it was worded wasn't the case, but anyway, it was a simple buy one get one free, and we're like, cool, there's 2, 4, 6, 7 of us in the house, sure. And doing everything, I was like, Danielle, Chips Ahoy was like, oh yeah, we should totally get for the whole family then. We just need to buy 4, and we get technically a pair free out of the free for each pair. Anyway, and it turns out no, you buy one of the full price $35 ones, and then you get one of these smaller ones. I'm not saying they're knockoff, but they were like not the special design ones, and we're like, oh, but they had already rung us up, and we're like, fine, we'll buy, I guess. But everyone did need flip-flops and whatnot, and like a good pair, so everyone in the house, including Slime, got a pair, special themed and whatnot. Trying to think, okay, we got that. Oh, it's 5, okay. 1, 2, okay. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And so with that, so we did that. We were going to go to Gideon's Bakehouse. I wanted a peanut butter cookie and a peanut butter cold brew. But it's a virtual queue, which means you pretty much more or less check in via an app, or you check into and they'll call you at like a later point. They, rather than operating like a store where you come in and go out, it operates like a theme park. This is their second location. It was created by it's kind of like a gothic horror, but less horror, more gothic style. But there's kind of like Haunted Mansion. It's not like Freddy and Michael Myers and stuff, Mike Myers and all that. Hey, I'm Shrek. Not that Mike Myers, the killer Michael Myers. But it was 5 hours, and at that point, and we're like, no, we could do so. I mean, sure, we could hey, we'd like to. Okay, cool. You call us, text us. Okay, cool, and then leave and go do a bunch of stuff, and come back. But even then, I'm like, in 5 hours, we'd have to. And we're like, oh, we could go to the one that's north of the Orlando airport then, and no, it was like $25 to ride there, and I'm like, I mean, it probably was cheaper because she had this discount thing, but I was just like, I'm not really, I'd asked her, because the whole trip I was like, what would you like to do? This and that. I knew what I wanted to do, and we were going to do it just because it was the timing of things. But I wanted to make sure, for her trip, and that's for any trip with Chips Ahoy, is always like, hey, what would you like to do? What's something? And usually I kind of know ahead of time, so it's I don't have to ask, but I ask just for, and it's always nice to ask, give someone an opportunity to, if they change their mind or something like that, But yeah, so we went on the trip. It was super fun. Let's see. What else? Is that it? That's it. That's good enough, I guess. For now. I'm glad I made this 5 tall instead of the 3 tall. Yeah. Because it's 15, 30, 45, 90. And that's not including if we put any chests here or there on the far corners. So that's 90 double chests. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so let's see. What else? We went to the Coca-Cola building. We kind of, we explored the whole place. As soon as we got there, we had deluxe burger, and I had ordered the barbecue, but the server, the cashier didn't hear me correctly, and in the end, we got, I got the chicken sandwich, which is kind of what I wanted to check out, but I wanted the barbecue because it was highly recommended by Joey, our driver. Yeah, no, didn't get the opportunity. Next time. But fortunately, it wasn't like it was like a special item, like the 50th anniversary of Disney. It wasn't like that. Anytime we got to an option, like we saw something that was really good, we got it. But if it was the 50th, we definitely made sure we got it. Just because, some of those things aren't coming back. And anyway, we'll talk more about that. So we ended up going back to the room. We actually stayed more or less in the buildings. The theme was Toy Story, and we were like 2 minutes. It was like a minute, not even a minute walk to the like stop, like Toy Story 9 and 10. It was like the parking lot at the end of that Block Plaza. It was like a minute to elevator and a minute to walk down there if we're walking slow. I had these shoes, these Bounce New Fit, like they're like the heel rock, they're like curved, and like they're better for like your heel and your like your legs and whatnot, your sole and things like that. Your soul, Squidward is good for your soul. And I was I'll be completely honest, I was an idiot. I was a scrub. I was a complete idiot because I didn't break them in. I'd had them for close to 6 months, maybe more than 3 months, but under 6 months we're gonna sleep. And so because of that, yeah. So roughly on, excuse me. Let me pull up my the health app on my iPhone and we can check. Hold on. We walked 10,008. Well, I walked more or less 10,897 steps on October 1st. We got up early. We had the half hour before open for early entry because we were on a Disney affiliated resort. There are some resorts that aren't Disney, but are like connected in a manner of like you do get early entry. You have to have deluxe or higher to get the late night for certain select parks, like Magic Kingdom has that. You get like a couple extra hours or something like that on not every night. I don't think. I think it's certain nights, but they like tell you. So October 2nd, our Chips Ahoy and SlothFang, our anniversary. We went to Animal Kingdom. We, instead of getting there, like the bus ran. So what was great about the resort we had, the bus ran every 20 minutes. On certain nights, certain big nights, the buses ran more. There's multiple buses back to back. At one point, we actually rode on coach buses because there were so many buses going to like Epcot and Magic Kingdom for certain events, like the Halloween party, the Not So Scary Mickey's Halloween. So that was the thing. We rode it, I think, like 2-3 times, which was cool. So when we went into Animal Kingdom, rather than there being at rope drop, we were 15 minutes delayed, which was intentional because I wanted to get there early, but not too early. And we rode everything we wanted to ride. We actually were going to ride a couple other rides, but then we either didn't or But anyway, we rode what we wanted to. We could have rode even all the rides, but anyone who tells you that Genie Plus is a pain in the ass or doesn't work or all this other issues, either there's some sort of bug that's not commonly known, or they're full of shit and don't know how to work a phone, because that was the easiest, coolest thing ever. Are there ways that they could better Genie Plus, the Disney app and whatnot? Yeah, of course. But I'll have you know, we're going to pretend like we didn't cut down that tree. Whoops. I didn't realize there was a bee there. My bad. So it's like, it's so easy and so wonderful. We woke up at 7, popped into our phone, hey, this is the ride we want to schedule, boom, and went from there. We rode Flight of Passage, we did Navi, we pretty much did everything except for Expedition Everest. That was the one thing we didn't do, but otherwise it was phenomenal. It was awesome. I loved the trip. Anyone who tells you that Disney is just for kids is a fool, because there's so much both family-oriented as well as adult-oriented content and media to interact with. Hold on, we need to light this up. Then we had Tusker House for dinner around 4 o'clock, and then we had Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. We pretty much got there like just before 7. We left at 10. We were there for the opening show, like the first one. We were pretty close. I'll probably post on Twitter a few photos to show on that. What was I gonna say? We left a little bit after 10. I was an idiot and I was using the bathroom and somehow got pee on the back of my shorts, and I got pissy because of that. I know, and it's irony, is it not? And yeah, and so it was about the time we were leaving anyways. But Chips got me this really nice pair of they're like these dress shorts. Like, I want to say khakis, but at the same time, like I feel like khakis is probably the right word, but they were really nice, a really nice pair of shorts. Like, I'm like, wow, this is a really nice pair of shorts. And I wore those out after I changed, and that was fun. We only rode one ride and only got one candy bar, but we just walked around the park. We if this is Magic Kingdom Central, we walked in. There's a secret side way you go in for the Halloween entry ticket, so you get your wristband. And then after we watched the show, we went down through Frontierland, rode Pirates, which is cool. They had live actors, live cast members there. Or I guess all the cast members are technically live, but they had actual actors there, interacting with you and whatnot. Then we walked all the way up to the north side of Frontierland, watched the middle of the night parade. We didn't watch the Jack Skellington thing because by the time we came through, it was so. This was probably the only time that we did something that was super busy. Otherwise, everything was a calm, relaxed pace. Sure, there were people at the park, of course. It's Disney. There's always going to be people there. But this was the one time where it was like a mosh pit. Oh, there's an event? Yeah, everyone's going to be there. But it was so much fun. I would do it again. I really look forward to Christmas next year because we're going to go for the Chips Ahoy's birthdays in December. And we're going for her birthday to Disney World again. And yeah, she was before we even got there, she was talking about, booking another trip. By the way, Mouse Counselors. Lee Miller. Lee. It's Lei. Is the person who set up the whole trip for us. Super fantastic, magical, organized, detailed, informative. Any word you can describe someone who books something for you and is perfect at the job is Miss Miller. Miss Miller was phenomenal, and we probably would have all of our dinner reservations were more or less got, and that was something she had actually mentioned was it's not a guarantee, but because she had told us when we're booking, is there a specific day you want to go to a certain park or certain thing, dinner reservations, stuff like that. Very well detailed and on it. We got everything. The one thing we didn't get was Victoria and Albert's was closed the day we wanted to go there because I wanted to do something special for our anniversary. So instead, so October 3rd, we went to Epcot. We'll get to the whole anniversary. Our anniversary is October 2nd, but I figured the Halloween was good enough for us, There, I think we got all the tree. Oh, we're missing one. Anyway, go to Epcot. We get there a little after rope drop, and I had already genied Remy, so we were set to Lightning Lane. This wasn't individual Lightning Lane. Individual Lightning Lane is you pay extra, and so it allows you to technically book two things at the same time. But it's anywhere from $7 to $14. Let's just round to $15, really. So $7 to $15, depending on how popular the ride is at the time. In the parks and whatnot. And so yeah, so it's really the newest rides. Guardians has that technically available along with its virtual queue, but that's kind of a any new ride will have that. What else? So we rode Remy. We walked from we had walked in from the main park entrance all the way down and around. We rode Los Caballeros, the three, gentlemen, the three, the birds, Donald Duck, one of them. And when we did that, we came back around. We had Tusker House around noon. Not Tusker, Le Cellier. Phenomenal. Our waitress, our server, excuse me. She was so sweet, wonderful, informative. Everyone, is pretty much that. But she was like, can I, do you know what you want? Or are you looking for any recommendations? I'd love to, let you know what I love, but as well as, like some things that you may not, notice on the menu. But yeah, sure. Oh, pillagers! I knew this day would come. Oh no, I'm going on the run. And she kind of talked about, her personal favorites that coincided with the, really great menu. The whole menu was great. We both got the moles. We got the filet mignon. And it was so delicious. I'll have to post on Twitter all of our meals. I took pictures of everything. Where's my that's not it. Where's my shield? Do I not have my shield? Do I need to make a shield? I'm gonna actually, I got plenty enough tools. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, and that was exquisite. And then later in the evening, about like 7ish, we actually went to California Grill. Epcot after that, we kind of walked through, and that was about it. So Epcot was fun. Epcot was kind of a half day. I mean, you could spend we spent, when I say we spent half day, it was really like, where did they go? It was like 4 or 5, closer to 6 by the time we left. We went and there were pillagers, were there not? Okay. I'm losing it, apparently. They were there, but I guess they despawned. I ran so fast. I will run away. Anyway, so we went to California Grill, and that was breathtaking. The whole trip was breathtaking in its own sense, but that was amazing. You go to the Contemporary Resort, and you go to the second floor. We went in through the front, the lobby main entrance, and went up to the escalators on the second floor. And after we'd, of course, checked in, then they're like, all right, yeah, here, we have this special elevator. I'm like, what? It goes from the second floor specifically to the 15th floor. No ifs and buts. They had other elevators that went to the first, or they specifically went to like room floors and all that. I'm like, wow. And it was cool. And whenever you got off on the floors, you'd either hear Minnie or Mickey go, here's your floor, 15th floor, stuff like that. So cool. The little like polish and refinement, the spit and polish, it really like adds. Oh, look at the stars. That really defines stuff, and it really sets the moment, the magic of it all, I guess, is what I'd call it. And we went up there, and our server, he was phenomenal. We had the 50 special. Again, all this stuff was just so great. I had the duck à l'orange. We pretty much more or less, it was a 3-course, similar to what Cinderella's Royal Table is. You pick an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. We did that, and I had 2 slices out of 8 slices. It wasn't like a large pizza. It was like probably like a medium. You could easily split with 2 to 3 people easily and have enough for each person. That was so good. I had 2 slices, and then he's like, "Oh, are you okay?" He wanted to make sure the food was good, our experience was good. I was like, "No, it's great. We had a Le Cellier earlier for a few hours ago." He goes, "Oh, we'll make sure we get that box for you. You'll be able to take it, home. You'll be able to take it out and whatnot." I'm like, "Oh, great, thanks." And then we actually originally the person that seated us was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, given the time, you'll most likely not, be here during the, you won't be eating during the time of the fireworks, but what you can do is just keep your receipt, you show the attendant at the desk, you'll be able to, watch the fireworks, up on this level. We're on the 15th floor, mind you, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then Danielle looks at me, Chip's Ahoy looks at me and goes, no, we're going to be here still eating. And I'm like, yeah, we're really, because I truly, like, slowly chewed everything, not because of that time thing. It was like 7-ish. It was about 7:15 by the time we, like, really ordered and all that, got everything. But it was just because we were really savoring every bite and just enjoying it, I think it's so many times we just eat to eat, so many times people, myself included, eat to eat and that's it. And they're like, all right, done with the food, boom, done. Time for the net. And it's like, there's no enjoyment to the food, it kind of misses out. You miss out on so many flavors. That, and we had walked, I forgot to tell you, so on the second, we walked 24,139. So yeah. Monday for Epcot and California Grill and whatnot, we walked 15,750. That was the third busiest day in step. Okay, whatever. Come on, fight me, punk. There we go. Anyway, sleepy time. It was like we had just wrapped up our desserts. We'd kind of played with it for a few minutes more than we needed to, and yeah, it was delicious. And we went out and they actually had this like walkway, and that like both sides the roof has this like walkway with railings, and then this big open area, and it had stairways down on the side where we stopped and we watched the fireworks. Chills. I'll admit I cried. It was the most beautiful thing ever. Going to Disney World, everyone's like, oh, it's the most magical place in the world. Like, and a lot of people are like, yeah, ha, ha, ha. No, it really is. And hold on, my throat's gonna dry. And it was so beautiful. And for me to go with Daniela, if we ever have kids, and, that's definitely a place I want them to experience. Like, there's so much of cultures and traditions of people, but to think that one person, I mean, it's more than one person, but that Walt Disney himself had this idea and expanded upon it from Disneyland into Disney World, and got us what we have now that's ever evolving and changing and updating. Is just so beautiful and breathtaking. And to think that any person can do that, and a lot of people will disagree. Oh, no, not everyone can do that. It's like telling someone they can be an astronaut. Everyone can be. You can try and fail, but hey, when you're aiming for the stars, the worst possible thing is you land on the moon. And you know what? Damn it, you've made it into space. I mean, one could argue that, well, technically we all live in space because Earth is in space, but we live on Earth. We don't exist or, manage ourselves in space in that sense. But, like, if you shoot for the stars, the worst case is, you land on the moon. And, hey, there's nothing wrong with that because that's, up there. But it was just so beautiful. So beautiful. And it was a fresh reminder of why I do what I do, the things I do both on stream and off stream, and a reminder I need to do more things of this and less things of that. But it was just so warm and friendly and exciting, and core memories. I actually, by the way, on our flight, we actually watched Inside Out for the first time. We had been for a while watching. We had missed like a week watching from the very beginning chronological release of Pixar movies. We got to the point where it was like Finding Nemo and then Cars, and I'm like, I've watched that movie so much. Like, that was like, I was in like middle school, high school around that point, and I'm just like, I've watched that movie so many times. If it was an actual DVD that we used, we would have burned through like 3 copies because of how worn out the discs would have been. Like, that's how, like, many times, like, both in the house and at school and whatnot, there'd be a day where it's like, oh, hey, it's pizza party day. Hey, we're watching Cars, or, what have you. Or Remember the Titans. I'm like, which, don't get me wrong, they're all great movies, but you watch the movie so many times. If you don't love it, you just like it, But, so we were watching, she's like, oh, what movie, and I was like, well, I haven't, she knew I hadn't watched Inside Out, I hadn't watched Brave, Wreck-It Ralph 2. Excuse me. But we had more of us either together or separately watch those movies, and so we're watching them together and watching Inside Out. Oof. When we're actually at the Halloween night, I dressed up as Sorcerer Mickey. She dressed up as Winnie the Pooh. She had this beautiful yellow blouse and this red blouse and this yellow cute yellow skirt she found on Amazon. So much so that she's like, "Oh, I got to get more of these skirts." I'm like, "Yeah, treat yourself. Get yourself some clothing, definitely. You know, you like something, buy multiple, so then you have." Oh, that's dangerous down there. Oh, nope. Keepers on me. Time to go. There's actually a family that they were all dressed up as the Emotions and Bing Bong, and it was so great at the Halloween night for when we were in line for Pirates. And then someone was also dressed up as David S. Pumpkins. There was a lot of cool costumes and a lot of like looking and going, "Oh my gosh," it was nice. What else? So California Grill. So the next day, Tuesday, we went to Universal Studios. Our Lyft driver, literally, instead of going from the resort and going this way on I-4, he went all the way around, which should have been 20 minutes. Let's add 15 minutes for traffic, which I'd factored in. Check-in was at 9 a.m. and then from 9 a.m. to 9:30 was pretty much time for breakfast at La Bamba. Yeah, we didn't get to experience that. So we would have been there at like 8:45, from the parking garage, walk through security, walk all the way up through the right side of Boardwalk into Universal Studios of Florida. I think Florida Studios. Yeah, that one. So we would have been on time for check-in at 9. We didn't get to check-in until 9:35. My eyes twitching because this really bothers me. 9:35. He took what was okay. So the actual route is 20 minutes. You add 15 minutes for traffic because I checked with a bunch of people and they said that's how bad it's going to be. Is you're going to add 15 minutes just to be safe. Worst case is you're super early, you're on time. Great. Worst case is you're just on time, but you're not late. He went a route that added 40 minutes. That was a total of 40 minutes plus 15 minutes of traffic because, it's early in the morning. Boom. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And, that really bothers me. Chips Ahoy actually got from Lyft, "Hey, we've noticed that your trip's taking longer than usual. Are you okay?" It was that bad. And this guy, and it went from what would have been a $25 Lyft, not including like a $10 tip, to like $80, like $75, $80. And Lyft's like, "Yeah, no, like even without you, we just want to make sure you didn't want the long route, right? Okay, we're refunding, like 90% of this. We'll make it to where like we still paid like the initial 25 plus a tip, but she adjusted the tip because it's like this guy's trying to like scam us out." And like we were super sweet, super nice. We weren't like stuck up or anything, so it's not like he was trying to stick it to like some jackasses. But it was like they're out of town, and he was really nice. Danielle was speaking Spanish with him because she speaks Spanish. She spoke Spanish. Talking about things, laughing, having fun, and like I would have been fine if he says, "Oh, I made a mistake." Or if he had said that, "Hey, this is a faster route. Are you fine with taking this different route?" I would have been fine with that. But he didn't. He didn't at all. And I'm like, I always want to give benefit of the doubt, but like Lyft had said, "No, we unfortunately have had instances where drivers in this area have done that before. We're working to fix that." And so that was frustrating. Fortunately, Universal was like, "Hey, no worries. Well, because I originally called and asked. I said, "Hey, we're on a tour that check-in at 9, and traffic's really bad." I didn't say that to the driver. I didn't want, that would cause the situation awkward and whatnot. And they're like, "Hey, it'll be one of three things. Either they can catch you up to your group, depending on how far ahead your group is, or as a wandering villager, what do you have today, my friend?" Ooh, bubble coral block, fern, kelp, red sand, moss block, podzol. Nice. You know what? Let me go get some. I want a moss block. That'd be really fun and cool. Wait, don't we already have that? We might already have that. if that's the case, eat shit and die, wandering children. No, I'm kidding. So they were like, okay, so we either catch you up to your group, that's the most optimal choice, or we reschedule you for a little bit later in the day, so it'd be a few hours later, but you still get there, or we just switch days to your next day. We'll you know, accommodate and, you know, fix it for you. And I was so flattered. I'm like, I appreciate it. Whatever works out, I greatly, you know, appreciate it. Because I called and saying, like, does this mean, you know, like our tour is forfeit and all that? You know, worst case scenario, we already had we would have had express pass and attendance, so we could have gone to the 2 parks on our own, which is what we did the next day. But when we got there, like, hey, no worries, we have this tour guide here. They gave us our lanyard, our VIP tags and whatnot, and like, hey, there you go. VIP, you need to make sure you have that at all times, and then here are your tickets for the next day. Including today, we had the 2-day, 2-park stuff. So both days we saw our tour was, and the next day was going from Universal Studios Florida to Islands of Adventure. We pretty much had access to everything but the water park. We could have added that, but I was like, which worked out because we pretty much, in the morning all the way to like 5-6 o'clock, that was pretty much every day, we were at the parks. Our tour guide, Dwayne, wasn't our tour guide, but he's the one who got us up there. They were just short of Union Station, so from essentially guest services at the front of the park, VIP check-in, all the way up to just outside of Cross Station. Did I say Union Station? That's St. Louis. Whoops. It was Oh, it's raining. It was stupendous and fun, and yeah, it was. Jin was our tour guide though, and we went through so many things. I'm not a big fan of roller coasters, but I still rode Hagrid's just because I knew it was like we wouldn't have a chance the next day or any other chances unless we rope dropped and ran to it, because it's like a consistent 150-minute plus wait, that and Velocicoaster, because there's no express pass access because it's that new. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. So we did that. And it was so much fun. We'll take 1 emerald. Yeah, I don't think we actually have moss. Let me go get that. Hold on, let me sleep first. Our tour guide Jen, I even tweeted out like, "Hey Universal, she was phenomenal." We actually at the end of the day went up to guest services to say like, "Hey, this tour guide was phenomenal. We'd love to recommend." And the person's like, "So what do you want to recommend?" Like, if not more sassier. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, what was so special? Well, I did this full tirade of like phenomenal, very oriented, detailed, and like went above into like detail and like all these extra stuff that you normally wouldn't get on like a tour and all that. She goes, "So," and so I'm like, I was actually gobsmacked. I was dumbfounded. Like, we and Gianna's just like looked at me like if you did the sussy mode is her face gone, what? And that was that. And I like snapped back out to it. I said, "Whoa," and I broke into it, and the lady was like, uh-huh. And I'm rattling off a bunch of stuff, and then she starts typing at a moderate pace, and I'm like, there are boxes you can tell me. I can tell you yes or no. I mean, that would have been easier, but yeah. I just tweeted at Universal like, "Hey, I had the best trip ever. Everything worked out and was better than expected." And it's like, okay, you're a tour guide. They're paid to like give you the 411 and all this stuff and accommodate to your your requests and whatnot. She went above that. Like normally I'm not like I will say like our person, our waiter, our server, whoever, our interactive cast member was great. But anytime I compliment, it's because they went above and beyond. Like, I'll make sure I tip because someone's working hard and all that. But I just like, this was like, wow. And so, I rode 7 out of 10 rides. Chips Ahoy, her back ended up bothering her after I rode King Kong because it was like a Jeep like ride. And so she ended up she rode like half the rides, if not like 4 out of 10. Because of that or motion sickness. And our tour guide was great because she would always ask, "Hey, this ride has it's this type of ride. It does this. If you don't want to ride it, you can wait here or follow me. We have to go further to get you a spot to sit to wait." And Jen was just phenomenal on that. Oh, hey, free lead. Sweet. What a deal. Successfully trade with the villager, and we got a free lead. Sucker! So yeah, and I really enjoyed it. Universal's phenomenal. It's like more or less what we have here at Six Flags, but like steroid super. Actually, this will go over here. I don't have space, do I? No. Okay, we'll just put it in here. Whoop-de-doo. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed our experience. We came back the next day. We pretty much just went through, we went back through Studio Florida, up through to King's Cross Station, whatever. Rode that, and then we went through Island of Adventure down through Marvel, then hooked back up to Harry Potter, to get to Harry Potter so we could ride the train both ways to see what the story that was like, because you have an interactive. I won't spoil it, but it's super cool. One thing about the tour guide was she had mentioned that unless you work behind the scenes, you do not know about behind the scenes on the ride, specifically because when J.K. Rowling and Warner Brothers created the park, they were specific on, you go to London, you know, it's like the Disney experience, like you literally go I thought he was climbing the ladder. You literally go through all of this. There is no, oh, we're at the park or this and that. Like, you literally do this and that. I'm like, I'm impressed to go through that kind of work on your ride. Nice. We got to break this. Whoops. And so our tour guide was like, when we go in, it's because we're going 8.5 hours to London, England to ride these rides. We're not, going to the park. Like they specifically state, like, this is how it's done. And I'm like, dang, respect for that. So that was the only thing we really didn't get behind the scenes information or anything like that. And what was funny is she was the third more or less cast member. We had the two Disney driver, mini van lift drivers, those two cast members and her, who both said that, oh, you should totally work here. You love parks. You're very face front, a customer front, park front, kind of person. You're very, happy and smiley, and you know what you're talking about. You can talk a lot, which I'm like, yeah, I know, my mouth can run for ages. Blah 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 blah. And it was to the point where I'm just like, I started considering, I'm like, do I want to move from southern Illinois all the way down to Florida? And, just subscribe for 12 months in a row. Happy sub year. But, oh, I love Minecraft. Heck yeah. Hey, we're going to get a yeehaw for Vought. Yeehaw. Followed by a, how's it going, Vought? How you doing on this fantastic Monday, October 10th? Slothtober. I always like to used to say Rocktober because Casey would do Rocktober stuff, but it's Slothtober. Slothtober, baby. What was I doing? And I'm like seriously considering, do I want to move to Florida to work at a theme park? Because I've worked at a carnival and all that, but I'm just like, and I've worked at, miniature, like a lower scale, like theme park as opposed to like Universal and whatnot and Disney. But I'm like, and talking to Chips Ahoy and whatnot, and a few other people like, yeah, we could see you working at like Disney or Universal. Like, that's totally you. I'm like, okay. I'm doing great, Vought. Good to hear you're doing good. I'm doing great. Back from the trip, resting up from it. At this point, by the way, I should mention, by the time we went to California Grill, my feet, my left leg, the side, both from a lack of hydration, so I was dehydrated, as well as the amount of steps, and my feet were swollen so bad in shoes that would perfectly fit and have space to move around a little bit on my toes. My feet were starting to hurt on this, so that was a Monday night, and so Chip's always like, we got to get you Crocs. I'm like, and so I'd always joked like, oh, Crocs, whoop-de-doo, they've got air holes for ventilation, whoop-de-doo. I put on these, and I tweeted this out when we were in the airport. I ended up getting the Halloween edition ones. These Crocs are so cool, so nice, and they've got like these like stipples in them, and they're like different types of stipples depending on the foot for like support, but also like I was massaging my foot with them as I was rubbing my feet in there, moving my foot into the Crocs, and I'm like, I was blown away by how great these Crocs were. Like, it genuinely surprised me, and I'm like, wow. And so, you know, everyone's like, oh, we like your Crocs. Where'd you get them? I was like, oh, Disney, you know, we actually got them in the monorail, like the station, the giant, like it looks like Avengers tower, but it's a giant, like pyramid like building. So that was really cool. What are we going to? Oh, I need to get more wood. Gotta get more chests. And so yeah, so that really helped me. And so I had to take a leave. I had to take like a part of a Trimadol. Like that's how bad it was, like pain wise in my left leg. The next day, but since I got the Crocs on, I was more or less fine. So Wednesday was that. Wednesday, what did we eat for Wednesday? We had La Bambo. It was an all-you-can-eat buffet on Tuesday for the tour, for lunch, and then Wednesday we had Hard Rock Cafe. That's what we had for. It was phenomenal. She had ribs. I had this delicious like barbecue like burger that was the bee's knees. Apparently they had taken off the menu ages ago and they brought it back, and everyone, all the people that worked there were like, we got to eat this. This is so good. I was like, hell yeah. So that was fun, and there was a few times where like it was like in between like meals or something like that, we'd go down to the food court and have food there. That was nice. And then so Thursday was Hollywood Studio. So the night before at 11 p.m. ish, I'm like, oh, let me check Oga's Cantina, like knowing that it's well booked already. No, they actually had availability in the morning and early afternoon, and I'm like, hey, Daniela, what time do we want to get up? And we're like, you know, Hollywood Studio, we want to go later. So I was just going to kind of stack Genie Plus and whatnot, you know, reservations for dinner and so on. Dinner and park rides and yeah. And yeah, Olga's Cantina sucked because that was really the hardest. Like my body's like, we gotta take a break. And so that's why next time I go, we're going to have a resort day for both parks, as well as when we go to Universal, we're going to stay at Universal. Need to see, I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Okay, I need 15 plus 2 full. It's just, yeah, my leg. So we're at Oga's Cantina. If you don't know, it's literally like the cantina from Star Wars, because it is. And it's super cool. And we had the high-rise bar, and there's no sitting down. And I'm like, I really needed to sit down so badly. And I was like trying to lean off my leg, but my leg was like throbbing. I was in pain. I looked at Daniela. We were like 20 minutes out of our 45-minute experience, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I ate food. She gave me the medicine and all that, but it would take about like a half hour, you know, to kick in. And so I was in pain, and I was like, but I was here with her. Like it was worth it. And I'd wish we could have got a seat, but unfortunately it was like, look, we fill up a certain way, and unfortunately I didn't ask though. I felt stupid for not asking, but like it literally says in the reservation, you are not guaranteed a seat. You cannot reserve or request a seat, blah blah blah. And I'm like, and yeah, so that was the part that sucked, and I really wish that those high tops had bar stools. It makes so much sense for it to be bar stools. Like there's plenty of space for that to happen, but they don't, and I'm like, hold on, I gotta fix this. We pretty much we only rode Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway. That was like the ride that I had like got like instantly of like, hey Chips, you wanna ride this? Okay, cool. Boom, boom, we got reservations. So, sweet. That was a cool ride. But like Toy Story, like all this stuff was like super booked. And like we didn't want to like wait until like 5 o'clock to ride stuff. We're like, we've got a dinner reservation, we've got this other stuff. Let's just what was our dinner reservation for Hollywood Studio? I'd have to look. I'm gonna have to actually check to see where we ate for that day, because I feel like, hold on, I gotta look this up. I gotta figure out where we ate. But that was so much fun. I do feel like so like Toy Story, like the park was fine until you got to the Toy Story Land. There is no shade, literally no shade, except for under like 6 umbrellas. And I'm just like, and the only gift shop there is literally right attached to the end of Toy Story Mania, and I'm like, this is stupid. This is so stupid. Like, you need to have, but they have all the space for the swirling saucers, and I'm like, I understand Slinky Dash, but I'm like, they need another store. They need a restroom that's really close. All this stuff that I would recommend, like Oga's Cantina, like the Star Wars Land, Galaxy Edge, their 2 bathrooms are on like opposite ends, more or less. And like I had to walk out and walk a quarter of a mile to nearest bathroom, like maybe a fifth of a mile. Like, it was far. I had to pretty much go from Oga's Cantina, the bottom middle of the area, and go out to the left and up to the top left to get to a bathroom. And I'm like, why isn't there, especially for like a restaurant, why isn't there a bathroom there? It's so stupid. Like, one of the most failed things, it was that. Otherwise, I mean, it was great. Hold on, I'm looking. Oh, it was Sci-Fi Drive-In. That's right, because it was right outside of Mickey's. By the way, the second day of Universal, we walked 14,271. Hollywood Studios, we walked 13,863. It was a super awesome, fun trip. Super cool. I would recommend it. I know I kind of complained there, but like this was like genuinely fun and so worth it. That both are. Dang it. Okay, cool. So as much as I kind of complain about certain things, I'm like, that's like the only way to improve it. Otherwise, it's fine. I need to get maps over here is what I need. There we go. And that was fun. I actually got a drink. I got this drink here from Sci-Fi Drive-In. It actually comes with a cube. That when you put it in the drink, hold on, let's see. It changes colors: blue, red, yellow, green. It's so cool. It's like 6 or 7 colors that it changes through, which I thought was really neat. Or you can just have it as one color. Hold on, let me go through. Yeah. Super fun, super cool. We also did the Beauty and the Beast. So Sorcerer Mickey and like really beautiful dress Minnie were like, I wanted to see Sorcerer Mickey. He's at Hollywood Studios right across from Sci-Fi Drive-In, but not in Magic Kingdom. You'd think that I guess each Mickey's themed in each park. And it was like, by the time we went there, like all the characters leave at 5 except for those 2, Minnie and Mickey, are there until 7. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And the one person earlier in the day says, here's what you do. If you're here later in the day, right after 4 o'clock, which our dinner was at 4, so we had like maybe an hour-ish, if that, we went there, and it was 35 minutes. It was not. There's no lightning link. I would have totally booked a lightning link for this. I would have paid cash to do this. And my concept, lightning lane, is you're not guaranteed to immediately get in. That's not the point. The point is, rather than waiting the estimated time, you're getting in at a fraction of the time. So I'm like, okay, if it's an hour, if we get in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that's fine. A half to a quarter of the time, that's fine. Or a third or a half, whatever. That's fine, or we have to wait 3/4 of the time. That's fine. This line was for DAS, and I understand like completely, like getting access to people with disabilities, like they can't be in lines or around loud noises for too long or at all. That's completely fine. But they had several huge groups constantly going in, and I'm like, if that's lightning lane, I would have been pissed. When we rode Navi river journey or journey of river, whatever it is, we waited. It was 40 minutes. They said it was 40 minutes. It was an hour and 20 because they kept letting lightning in constantly. And I'm like, you have to do every so many, bounce in between. You can't do, lightning lane shows up, let them all through. And I'm like, but not every ride is that bad. There are some rides that like they split, like it's a Small World splits where you have the first car or two. The first car, the boat is for Lightning Lane. The second boat is for, you know, regular riders, standby, whatever you want to call it. That makes sense. But this was one way. You can only let 3 to 4 parties in. You know, if it's 2 to 4 people each, that's it. If not, only one. And it was such a pain in the ass. But we got to meet Chewbacca earlier in the day. We got to meet Darth Vader and BB-8. We'd went in and BB-8 was 20 minutes. Chewie was like 30, and I'm like, sure. But they made the line go faster, though. They know, like, we need to get people in, enjoy the experience, and then get out. And it was so cool and so fun. You know what? Let's use some birchwood for these, the rest of these. So much fun there at Disney. And, you know, so we went to Chewbacca, then went to BB-8. BB-8 was like, they're like, oh yeah, I know it, because the signs say, you know, 30 minutes for Chewbacca. It was probably like 15 minutes of that, maybe 20. And then BB-8, it still said 20, but it was like, it's actually like 5 minutes. If you guys wait, well, there's a family ahead of us who was waiting before us, and they're like, yeah, no, we just got here, and they said it's 5 minutes, and it's, yeah, super quick time wise. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm fine with waiting. I'm at the park. That's all I care. Anything else is a bonus. And so I messed that one up. Whoops. And so yeah, and then Darth Vader, I think maybe, like, when we went to BB-8, there's like 6 people in line. It was like an eighth of his actual like wait queue. But by the time we got there, the typical Midwest, wow, we got here just in time. And yeah, that was super cool seeing Vader. The whole experience is just wow. But that Minnie and Mickey thing was just, that was the longest way. That and Navi, and I'm like, the people who are running the queue, like at the end they were like, well, hold on, we need to get these people through, because we've been waiting over the estimated time. And I'm like, that's a no. You say it's 40 minutes and you're like, no, because there's plenty of times that they'll say, oh, it's 40 minutes or an hour 20, when it's really like a fraction of that. It's half or 3/4, just so it can kind of mitigate, you know, and set expectations to underperform when really they're overperforming, because they'll get you through faster. Yeah, it wasn't until the end that we went from that long time to finally going through, and oh, hey, cool. So, wait, was that all the chests? I think that was all the chests. That's awesome if that's all the chests. I mean, we need to get item frames, one in the middle of each, so that's 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 30. I should be able to get that real quick. But yeah, that was fine. Oh, we went to Magic Kingdom. Pirates was up and down. After we went, it was up and down every day. And one day it was completely down. I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Thursday. Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday, the ride was completely down. And so either someone dropped something in the water that they shouldn't have, but they're like, well, maybe they had to drain the water. No one really would say, and I didn't care, to be honest with you. I'm just like, look, it's closed. Whooped, you know, I don't know. And so, yeah. So we go to Magic Kingdom, and that was so much fun. We got the most photos there. Oh, it was so exciting. We rode Jungle Cruise immediately. We got there a little bit later in the day because I had immediately booked Jungle Cruise. I had at 7 in the morning. I was constantly resetting the app. I was re-swiping for the genie slots, as Ear Scouts says. Shout out to Ear Scouts on YouTube. They're phenomenal. But I was constantly resetting, trying to get a later time. If it was anywhere from like 9 to noon, I was fine with that. I was like, cool. Because I figured if anything, we'd go on a different ride. But as soon as we got there, it was like, oh, hey, you know, it's you know, we got there in time for Jungle Cruise. We rode Jungle Cruise. Then we went up through Frontierland. Didn't ride Pirates because we already rode Pirates, which was smart because it was just instantly busy because it had been down so long. Everyone wanted to ride it, which makes sense. And what else? All right. We were looking at Haunted Mansion, but it was like 45 minutes, and like time-wise for Genie Plus wasn't the right time, so I'm like, YOLO. And so we ended up going through and just, It's a Small World. Peter Pan was just instantly busy, because if you don't rope drop that, it immediately shoots up to like 45 minutes to like 2 hours, depending on how bad. just because of nostalgia, I guess. I don't know, but it's funny that it does that. And whoop. What else to ride? We ended up signatures was Winnie the Pooh. Lunch we had the Pinocchioville house, and it was a flatbread and chicken tenders. 10, 15, 16, 17. I need 17. Okay, so we need to feed the cows again. Rode Buzz. We pretty much rode everything we wanted to ride and more. I did Monster Inc. Laugh Floor. That was hilarious. The one thing we didn't ride was Haunted Mansion, but I figured that was something we would Genie Plus first / rope drop next year, just to, you know, like, hey, that's the one thing we didn't ride, and that's most of it. Like, we did pretty much everything we wanted to do except for 1 or 2 things in the park, but like we were completely fine with it, even if we didn't go back for years. We're like, hey, you know, I still wouldn't find it. We had a great trip. Chips Ahoy had a phenomenal trip, and to me that was the most important thing. And then the next day, we flew. Our flight was supposed to board at 3:30. It didn't board until like 4:20. And we got home after the hour change. We got home about like 5:45. Waited 30 minutes for our bags to finally come in. And yeah, we're here. We got a bunch of souvenirs and whatnot. So much fun, so much excitement. I'll probably do a video on all the swag I got, all the shirts I bought, and more. But if you are looking to go on a Disney trip, any Disney-oriented trip or Universal Studios, a cruise, what have you, Lee Miller on Mouse Counselors is phenomenal. I highly recommend her. 12 out of 10. She goes above and beyond, if not to infinity and beyond. So yeah, that was our Disney trip. I hope you enjoyed me talking about it. Really fun. On our way home, we watched Wreck-It Ralph 2. I really enjoyed it. I felt though they could have probably shaved off 15-20 minutes somewhere somehow and would have made the movie, because the movie was close to 2 hours. I'm like, that should have been an hour 45 at most, if not an hour 30. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up and eat this and take a drink because my throat's dragging and I'm hungry. Hey cows, time to eat some wheat. Yeah, I think I remembered everything. Oh, no, Magic Kingdom, we ate at Cinderella Castle. So cool. We were up at the top. It was a 3-course meal. You chose your appetizer, entree, and dessert, and that was stupendous. So magical. Yeah. Would recommend to anyone and everyone. Four more. I need 4 more pieces of leather. Got it. Probably kill some cows or pigs or something over here. Not pigs, cows over here. Horses probably would, but eh. Sad that we couldn't fight that raid. I was excited to fight that, but YOLO, I guess. Need to put like a fence up, a gated fence around that, because that's dangerous. Well, that was a bust. Any more cows anywhere? But yeah, as I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the stream and the recording, we will be playing a variety of games, a variety of activities, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on October 20th. That's a Thursday. It's special because it's the International Sloth Day. We will be, celebrating, sloths, raising awareness, and Sorry, my throat got dry there. In partnership with the Sloth Conservation Foundation. They reached out to me. I've been following them for a while. Like, hey, would you like to, help us raise awareness? We got all this stuff going on. Like, yeah, that'd be awesome. And so we'll be doing a giveaway for 3 sloth virtual adoptions. Sorry, I had to think of the word. As well as we'll do that between that day and on the 21st, I'll be from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Yeah, 12-hour stream. Hey. And we'll be going through and doing that. Oh, I had so much here. Dang it. Trying to take the wood that we have plenty of so I don't, like, accidentally take all the wood that we don't have and then... Oh, well, rip. Do I not have sticks? Come on, where's sticks? I think 4 should be enough. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. Hope to see you there. But yeah, so raise awareness, raising funds. We're looking to do $250 for sloths. That's about the rough amount of for a sloth bridge, but we'll be also reading about that, about sloths, the Conservation Foundation, and more. Sloths have always been my favorite animal, as well as the current state. I mean, we had the mega sloth, the giant sloth, go extinct. There's multiple reasons, multiple things for that. But I would hate to see at any time point, let alone mine or any of my future kids, in theory, to see a critically endangered animal go extinct. And there's a lot, from deforestation, due to, the onset of, continuous urban development, to so many other things, like being attacked by dogs not being spayed and neutered, lack of, education for those owners, to, like, the lack of access because of deforestation, of reaching from the high top secluded areas. It's heartbreaking. And so that's kind of one of the big parts for that. So if we can raise, at least $250, if not, the more the merrier. Don't get me wrong. The more we do, the greater good. But $250 is roughly about the price for a bridge system that they have for a sloth. That's for one of them, but it's well detailed and set up. There's also they do so much more. They I'm gonna pull up here. I'll go over here. So they really actually break down into 7 ways. You can do exclamation point sloth. So the Sloth Conservation Foundation does run 7 primary conservation programs that help to protect sloths in the wild. These include insulating power lines, saving sloths by sterilizing stray dogs, and teaching responsible pet ownership skills to local communities, bridging the gap, building natural or artificial canopy bridges to allow sloths and other wildlife to cross roads safely from above, educating the next generation, responsible tourism campaigns, habitat restoration and protection, research, as well is the 7th. But those are the 7 primary. They do so much more. And we'll be doing a donation thing for that. In Twitch chat, we actually have exclamation sloth. And so that's just saying, and you could donate today if you really wanted to. But the goal is right here at the top. I don't know where that box is cut off like that. It shouldn't be. Oh, that's fine. I'll have to fix that. But it should say 250 at the bottom right. But the idea is that by doing that, we can help out one of many species on this planet that needs our help. Humankind will get through it no matter what, regardless of nuclear war or pollution or famine. We'll be able to get through it. We've gotten through so much, but all these animals that are at risk from our own hands to secondary forms of our own actions, needs the help. We can easily do something. And so simple as donating money or helping recycle or working on a program or anything like that. It's sad to see an animal, go extinct because of not only our actions, but more importantly, our lack of actions. We have a choice to make. Even if you choose to do nothing, you have still made a choice. Again, paraphrasing Rush. So yeah, that would mean the world to me. You don't have to subscribe to me. You don't have to do that. You can go to that link. It donates directly to the cause. You don't have to worry about me having to move the money and then taxes or trying to explain this and that. Don't have to worry about that. I was thinking about for Slothtober doing a subathon, but I thought, no, let me do a stream for a cause where I can give back to a great cause, a wonderful cause, and an animal that needs our help. So yeah, my goal is years from now to be able to go down there and actually actively help and volunteer time. But I figure until then, why not raise awareness? Why not help raise funds? And so yeah, so the minimum goal is $250. At the end of the day, whatever isn't met, I'm gonna donate myself personally. Me and Chips Ahoy. But I just think it would be swell. All those animals out there, and they're really cool animals too. They're consistently moving that slow because of the main predators that are after them see and hunt off of sight, off of movement. The joke about dinosaurs don't move. They see on sight. And I'm like, yeah, but they see based on movements. And sloths are constantly moving that slow. I can't even, it's a little bit slower than this. I've seen them personally in person, but they're slowly moving. And their arms are built to where our arms are built to be open permanently. Their arms are bent to they're constantly they're flexing. They got the guns. No, but to constantly hold on. And yeah, it's just, so yeah. We're going to stream for a little bit longer here on YouTube. I know we've been streaming, recording for about a little over an hour 20 minutes. But I figured we can kind of chat, hang out a little bit more. It's just a chill stream. Came back from Disney World, so I'm kind of, tired still. I had to use these blister pack seal things that they're this big. They're like the sticky thing that you put on and it covers the blister. Kind of protects them and helps the healing process. One's healed that was on the pad of my foot, but I've got one on the bottom left side of my foot that hurts, so yeah. So I've been just taking it easy. I was going to walk more today and yesterday, but I've been tired. I slept for 2 hours around dinner time yesterday because I was just I kept dozing off. As always, if you have a recommendation on a future project, a future, segment of Minecraft Weekly, let me know. Halloween, we're going to go into the Nether. We're going to rebuild the portal and go in there. As long as it takes, we're going to get that taken care of. And a few other things. It's going to be fun. Super, super fun. I also need to work on automated farms. Pumpkins, melon, sugarcane would be the easiest, but then we got to work on the crops with actual villagers. And as always, it's Monday. I hope you're having a great start to the week. I hope you're having a great day. And just remember, if Monday is a not so fun day, it'll get better. I promise you, it'll get better soon enough. You can always reach out to me on the Discord 24/7. I obviously I gotta sleep at some point, but I have an open, active sloth eye on that. So if you ever want to reach out, no trauma dumping, but hey, this is going on. Just figured I'd reach out to you guys, see how you guys are doing and whatnot. And yeah, we'll reach out, talk to you, hang out. We got close to 50, going on almost 50 members. who are great individuals and great group members. Sometimes we don't talk a lot. Sometimes just we're in the game doing this and that. But we've got all sorts of sections of that Discord to talk about all sorts of things. So stopping by !Discord in the Twitch chat. And you can do that anytime. Ah, crap. Actually, can I still... Oh, you can? Okay. That stinks. Here, I'll do this then. Alright. But yeah, we're doing well. Wednesday and Friday will be GTA. We have to do the 2 DLCs for the GTA 4. The Ballad of Gay Tony is the Lost and Damned, and then the Ballad of Gay Tony in that order. The week before Disney trip, I was supposed to pretty much play through those 2 DLCs, or at least get the first one done and halfway through the second. But whoops, internet was down, Twitch went down, so I couldn't. And I just thought, hey, that was just a good reason. I worked on a bunch of stuff on the game. I worked on a bunch of other stuff on me personally. And it's a good insight to take time for yourself. I see that a lot for streamers, is they always like, oh, I'm burnt out, this and that. Take the time. Like, well, I can't take time off. My viewers, they'll come back. Trust me. Because the last thing you want to do, I actually knew someone, I'm not going to say their name nor their pronouns, but they themselves got so close to being up to like partnership and then exploding, and they're like, oh, I don't have enough to apply for partner, sorry guys, and then like I gotta look for a job, and then they quit, they stopped doing Twitch, and I'm like, you were so close. Like, looking at the numbers, I was like, of what we could see publicly, I'm like, you were so close. It's like, yeah, but I'm like, and so many times everyone who's made it on Twitch just says there's a point where you think you're gonna give up, where the graph here up, and then it stops right here, but then if they kept going, it boosts up so high, and they hit their goals, and they make that, and they go on. And this person was a great streamer. Like, wow, like I was like taking notes every stream of like what they were doing, different things like that, and I'm like, that's awesome, that's cool. And yeah, and I hope they're doing well. I'm not part of their Discord just because it felt disjointed. It didn't feel like it was the place for me, and like I was only there to get notifications for the stream and kind of follow up later, but you know, YOLO. Oh, I should say the last day of Disney, Friday, before we left, was 14,479, and the day we came back home was 4,437. So it really shows you just how many steps. On average, we walked about 5 to 6 miles a day. It was cool. It was a lot, though. But that just shows you, like, there are plenty of times where, like, okay, I have to give up. I have to, I gave it my best shot, but I at least got these lessons. You have that insight of, like, oh, your lesson learned. But to give up just because you're like, oh, I set myself a goal and I didn't make it, like, well, try again. This person had been streaming for 2 years, had built up quite the, and I was surprised. I'm like, you've been streaming for 2 years? It seems like you've been streaming for, like a few to like almost 10 years. Like you seem like a pro. And yeah, and they gave up. And I'm like, if they gave it another year, maybe another 2 years, they would have had it. Like, I understand they needed, money for bills and whatnot. Hey, it sucks that you can't follow your dreams, but still give at it. And they haven't streamed since then, and I'm like, because like I missed like their last stream, and I'm like, I didn't even know that they stopped. There was no message or anything. I had to ask in the Discord, and I'm like, oh dang. And so because of that, I'm like, I have no reason to stay in the Discord. I mean, it's a cool group, but like outside that community, streaming was the hub center for everything. And rip. But I wish them the best. I hope they can find a job that works for them, because they just got a car. They'd been needing to get a car, and they're a super awesome person. And I wish to them the utmost best. And they have my respect. They're a hardworking person, and it just sometimes shows that no matter how hard you work, sometimes things just aren't meant to be. I think it's just at that time be meant to be. But I think if you persevere and work hard, you can get to it. We need a tree. We'll get this tree right here. Some point I want to do like a tier list of every like Walt Disney World ride, both park as well as like overall the overarching, and then ranking transportation. Be super fun. Oh, we got a ton of pins. I'll just tell you that, but we'll do a stream where I just show off all my pins. But yeah, if you have any vacation plans for this year or next year or in the next few years, tell me about it. I'd love to hear about that, both in YouTube and on Twitch. Hit me up and say, hey, I'm going on this trip. Love to hear about that. Or even Discord. Again, 24/7 Discord. Love to see you there. You can stop by. You can even just like join it and just like pop in every once in a while. At the end of the day, I'm just happy to have an area where you can just hang out and chill, No pressure. Just relax. The sword might break part way through the bamboo cutting. That's a good Ghibli movie, The Bamboo Cutter, or I forget what the actual like English title is, but it like translates to like The Bamboo Cutter, but it's a beautiful but sad movie. Oh, I need a hold on. I need a gub dump. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to for that week. This is a great way to... I forgot to remove that. My bad. I forgot to... what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I love that this is a great way to, like, recap my week. Like, obviously, I talk about some stuff during, like, the streams, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But, like, the Monday Minecraft is, like, my, like, go-to, like, hey, here's what we did last week. Especially after the weekend, usually, you get those 2 days, and it's like, oh, hey, here's what we did. Just relaxing, so calm. This bamboo, like in real life, is persistent and grows fast. They really should add sloths to Minecraft, I'm just saying. Had like a canopy style like vine bamboo combinations, like scaffolding, but an alternative that you can build in trees to help sloths populate by getting to more trees. Like instead of villagers and beds, it's sloths and trees, but they have to be like the big trees, like the 2x2 sapling grown ones. All right. No! Shh. We got a seed. Whew, that was close. Hi, bee. Alright, so not enough bamboo space for bamboo in my inventory, so let's go down over here. We'll do up over here. Do blocks and then like this will be like the crops. Did I already do wheat though? No, I did not. Sweet. Okay, that was saplings down there. Okay, this works out. Do bamboo, sugarcane. We'll do pumpkins, melons, cocoa, wheat. We'll do seeds and wheat. So much fun. Let's actually get a screenshot if we can. That was a little too close for personal space. Eventually need to get doors. Spruce doors would, I think, complement us, and we need to do some exterior like trellises and stuff like that. And I think this would be almost done building, and glass there, and then the little mine shaft. But otherwise, I think that's fine. Okay. Good. Yeah, I saw that the 15th, and 5 days into this week, will be the Minecraft mob vote. Super excited, and they've got it to where, like, you know, Dream can't be like, hey, you don't play Minecraft, well, vote for what I want to vote. And I'm like, I'm glad he's working on it. Mojang's worked out a way to avoid that, because that just ruined the vote, unfortunately. I mean, the vote was probably going the way it was, but like, so pumpkins, melons, and then we'll do cocoa. Yeah, we'll do cocoa beans up there. Carrots. Do melons. And then there'll be sugar cane. Doing pretty good. I think I'll be one over. The third row will start with beetroot seeds. I think that's how it's going to end up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, no. Yeah, well, because of the wheat. That's why. The wheat and seeds. Yeah, I was surprised with how quickly we got through the Orlando airport. Like, security was like 20-30 minutes, maybe, if that, at worst. But then, like, we like got through. I'm like, dang. That's my always fear. So we got there early. We got there because you can only check in your bag no earlier than 4 hours before your flight. And so we were there like 4 hours and 15 minutes. So we had to wait 15 minutes and saw the line to get the self tag was like 10 minutes. It was like a Disney, oh, what's that called? Oh, I'm surprised I have more people. Oh, no, I know why. Oh, wait, no, I did the wrong way. But the line they were like pushing people through. They were like fast. I'm like, nice. Carrots, potatoes, and then we wouldn't have, yeah. Let me get more of the crops out from my starter house. We'll put a sign down in front of the storage just saying like chest, you know, built, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we could do apples on top. That's smart. And then honey, kelp. I'll just put that there for a second. Honey, kelp, and then oh yeah, because kelp is seaweed. Right. Really got to use the bathroom. Honey there. Am I missing any? I think a netherwort's technically the only other growing thing I could think of, but we'll put honey up here. I think maybe pickles, maybe, but other than that, cocoa. Pumpkins. Allows us to take kind of good stock, seeing how many like rows in the first chest this is. Yeah, I don't know if. I mean, there's mushrooms, but that's red and brown. Unfortunately, I'd want them to be like dual chests. I guess I could. I don't know. Like, I'd want them to be their own. Followed by Ruby1 Miller. Thank you so much for the follow. Woohoo! And a yeehaw for Ruby1 Miller. Thank you so much for following the channel. We've got, if you do exclamation Discord, you can have access to 24/7 our SlothFang's Sloth Discord called the Zoo. Welcome. You are now part of the Zoo as a follower of the Twitch channel here, as well as October 20th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on International Sloth Day. We'll be holding a fundraising stream for 4 hours, and then we'll be doing a 12-hour stream on the 21st of October, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. A lot of sloth-related games, activities, and more. We'll be reading about that. We're raising funds and awareness with partnership with the Sloth Conservation Foundation. So thank you so much, though, for being part of the following, and I hope you have a great Monday and a great day. Right now we're playing Minecraft on Mondays for 52 weeks, starting with July 11th, 2022. We've got a bunch of stuff planned there, and then from there we have Wednesdays and Fridays GTA, playing through every GTA. We're about to finish up GTA 4 with the last 2 DLCs, moving on to other GTAs as shown in my schedule below. And then we also have where did I put, oh, there we go. After that, there'll be a few other games that we're going to play, and I upload Minecraft delayed airing from YouTube from Twitch to YouTube. So what's airing today on live on stream today will show up on YouTube until Monday, so that's why it's the reason to watch it live, to get the first dibs and interact. And then we have, of course, GTA, so that's Wednesday and Friday. That'll upload. All of my VODs currently are uploading on Friday. Eventually that'll also upload on Wednesdays, and shorts are on Saturday. youtube.com/SlothFang, and that actually is also an exclamation point YouTube command, and you're able to also be able to check out all that at 2 p.m. Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna put a red mushroom here, but we all know it's that. Actually, let's take that out. I do need to work on a mushroom farm sooner than later. Let's put the seaweed here. We'll just put that there. Just be like water stuff. We might have to do a third floor sometime soon. But yeah, all of that and more. Between YouTube and Twitch, you can stay up to date on the Twitter, or just be following and notified on Twitch/YouTube, depending on your preference. I am working on some custom content, of course, for YouTube. Don't get me wrong. We'll have that. And there'll probably be a few streams here and there where I just won't upload to YouTube. It'll be like a special stream just for Twitch. But we'll get to some more of that later. Right now, we did 1010. So storage, warehouse, chest expansion. 10, 10, 22. All right. That actually is more or less wrapping us up here for today. I want to thank everyone who stopped by, followed, subscribed, and more. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday. Hopefully it's a fun day. Whether you're playing Minecraft or not, whether you're raising awareness for an extinct or endangered species or not, at the end of the day, I hope you have a great day. My name is SlothFang. If you're on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or not. Hit the dislike. I don't care. Either way, just interact, have fun. And on Twitch, take care, follow, maybe subscribe. But we will see you Wednesday on the 12th when we play GTA 4, the DLC, The Lost and Damned. Until next time, my name is SlothFang, and I will see you on twitch.tv/SlothFang or youtube.com/SlothFang. My name is SlothFang. Hope you have a great day. And until next time, bye!